in this particular topic, that is wetland management, there are certain regulations are there. Same for what as rivers. Simultaneously, wetlands are also having some regulations which are made by the government of India. So here let us discuss one by one. Wetlands designed by the government of India to the list of wetlands of international importance under the provisions of the Convention on Wetlands. So those should follow Ramsar Convention. So in the next class, I will be discussing about the Ramsar Convention. So here in this first regulation, wetlands designed by the government of India to the list of wetlands of international importance. So what is sentence indicates? For example, I will give an example of a river. Okay. So how many rivers are there in India? Any idea about? Can you tell me any river? My voice is audible to you all? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes,
My
ma'am.
okay. So can you suggest me any names of a river?
Tungabhadra,
Yes, Tungabhadra. Next.
Kaveri,
Kaveri, Krishna.
Kaveri, Krishna, Ganga.
Okay, okay. So do you know any other rivers located in other countries?
What do you call this? Nile, River Nile.
Okay, so which is very famous. Okay, next.
Then
Any other rivers located in other countries?
okay,
Yes, Chetan. Hema, can you suggest me any name of the river which are located in other countries? No idea? Okay, somebody, Irbaz, I think he said about the Nile, River Nile, which is located in other countries. So here, whenever we are going to speak regarding the rivers, so the name of the rivers will come into our mind. So which states that the designation that are made by the government of India, that is, those are the list of rivers which comes under government of India. Okay, so any construction related to that will be made by the government itself. Okay, so those are the wetlands, rivers which comes under government of India. Likewise, there are certain wetlands are there which are given the same importance than that of the rivers. Okay, so in Himalaya, I think. Hello, Sarfraz, can you mute your mic? So in Himalaya, there is a particular lake is there. Do you know about that lake? In Himalaya, there is a particular lake is there. Which is that lake? So many of them who visit to Himalaya or Ladakh. So I think it is there in Ladakh. A famous lake which is situated in Ladakh. Many of them, they visit there and they take photography. How many of you have seen Three Idiots movie? Raise your hands. How many of you have seen the Three Idiots movie? Okay, almost all.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there was a blue color lake behind a certain scene. Which was that lake? It is very famous.
Um,
It is in Ladakh, located in Ladakh.
Pangong, something like.
Which is that lake? And there is another lake in Himalaya, Kashmir, where you might have seen all the goods. The market will takes place there. Almost all there are boat houses in that lake. Any idea about it?
Pangong Lake.
Pangong Lake, the which is situated in
Which
Ladakh,
is located? Where it is located?
Ladakh. That 3 Idiots scene.
Where it is located? Is it in Ladakh or Himalaya?
Yes, ma'am. It is in Ladakh.
Where it is located? So in Himalaya also there is a particular lake is there. So while coming to the next class, please check out which is that lake, name of the lake. So you have seen it in the movies. There are many boat houses in that. Many boat houses, and apart from that, all the it is like a place where we are going to stay on the surface of the ground. But only thing is that they stay in the water. They are going to construct some boat houses there, and all the marketing and import and export, everything will be done in the boat itself, through boat. Can you suggest me name of the films which are shooted at that particular area? Hello? Hello? My voice is audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you suggest me? If I tell you the name of the movie, then immediately it will come into in your mind. If I just go on giving the examples, then you may not understand. I think Mission Kashmir is the movie which is shooted there. Some boat houses and all. So this is the best example of the lakes which are located in India. So those are given equal importance as we are going to give the importance for the rivers. Okay. So these wetlands are used for as a recreational purposes, and it should follow the Ramsar Convention, which I am going to explain you in the upcoming classes. And the second rule is that wetland notified under the rules by the central government, state government. So these should follow all the rules which are made by this state, central, and the district rules. And all wetlands, irrespective of their location, size, ownership, biodiversity, or ecosystem services values, can be notified under the wetland rules, except river channels, paddy fields, human made water bodies, specifically construction of a drinking water purpose, agriculture, aquaculture purposes, salt production purposes, recreation purpose, or irrigation purpose. So these are the some of the 10 points which should not be included, like wetlands, irrespective of their location, size, ownership, biodiversity, or ecosystem services values, can be notified under the wetland rules. Okay, so these, except these particular things, the others comes under the wetland rules, because these are the wetlands which are made by the human. So these are the wetlands. The above said wetlands are naturally occurring, whereas the wetlands like a river channel. So what do you mean by channel? Channel is nothing but it's a hydraulic structure which is a man-made. Okay, so the channels are constructed, canals are constructed, rivers are, they are by birth. We are not going to construct any river, any ocean. It is a natural stream, whereas a channel is nothing but it is an artificial one. So human beings, those they are going to construct the canals or a channels. Okay, next, paddy fields. Paddy is nothing but it is a rice field. It is also made by the man. So the natural wetlands are having certain rules and regulations. Okay, whereas the artificial wetlands are not taken into consideration, because in order to construct these water bodies, already we will be taking the permission. Okay, to construct a channel, we have to take a permission of the government. Simultaneously, for a paddy field, so those who are owning the fields, so they should have some registrations made in the government. Apart from that, construction for drinking water purposes, we are going to construct some ponds, some water bodies. Okay, wherever there is a scarcity of a water, we are going to construct these water bodies for the drinking purpose, especially in case of a Rajasthan, where in the desert area there is nowhere available of water. So that's why what they are going to do, they are going to construct the water bodies, specially stored water is used for only drinking purpose. Okay, so wherever there is a scarcity of water, they can use these kind of water bodies. So for aquaculture purposes, best example is Kerala. Okay, nowadays it is also adopted in our state also. So they are going to make some aquaculture, like fishery and so on. Okay, fishery or some aquatic uh, food, this one, creatures. So they are going to construct this aquaculture for the recreational purposes. Okay, and apart from that, there are some water bodies which are meant particularly to store the water which contains the mineral, so that they can extract salt from that. So those water bodies are generally used for salt production. I think you might have traveled to Goa or a Karwar, any places which are nearer to the sea or a ocean. So there some bunds are constructed and it is filled with the water. So this water is a sea water, where the water is going to percolate only or the soil particles. On the soil particles, the soil salt is going to available. That salt is used for a cooking purposes. Okay, so this is for a salt production purpose, they are going to construct the water bodies. Apart from that, recreation purpose, as I said, in order to import and export the goods, in order to make aquaculture. Okay, so for a recreation purpose, the water bodies are constructed. Apart from that, irrigation purposes, for irrigation purpose also, we are going to construct the small canals or channels. We are going to construct the drains, and there are several things are there where we are going to store the water naturally. It is not naturally, artificially, and we are going to use that water. Okay, so the examples which I have given till now, it should have registration, it is already registered. Okay, but the natural wetlands which are there, which are available, so those are not having any registration. Okay, you, somebody said Tungabhadra is a river, it is not having any registration in the government. Why? Because it is naturally occurring stream. Okay, it is not a man made. So the wetlands are divided into natural and artificial. Okay, so rules and regulations are made for natural wetlands and the artificial wetlands. In order to construct the artificial wetlands, we have to take the permission from the government. Next, wetlands falling within the areas covered under the Indian Forest Act, the forest conservation. So these are some of the amendments are made here, some of the rules and regulations are made. So some of the wetlands are constructed in the forest. Why they are constructed in the forest? So that the animals which are there, which are available in the forest, they can drink the water. So while traveling from your college to Dharwad, you might have seen they are going to open some trenches in the forest. Why it is? Because the water should be stored there, and that water can be utilized by the animals. The animals can drink the water. Okay, so to do all these things, we should have the registration. We should follow the rules and regulations made by the government. Apart from that, the wetlands falling within areas covered under the wildlife and the amendment therefore. So these are the section acts to be followed for the protection of the wetland. So some of the wetlands are constructed across the forest. So I can show you in the form of a diagram. So if this is the forest, so some of the wetlands are constructed within the forest so that the animals can drink the water. And some of the wetlands are constructed across the forest so that the animals should not come to the city. Okay, or the villages which are located nearby to this forest. So the two purpose, to protect the wildlife, we are going to construct the wetlands. Apart from that, wetlands falling within the area covered under the coastal regulation zone notification. So I'm going to discuss this term in brief. So this particular coastal regulation zone comes under seawater intrusion. Have you ever heard about seawater intrusion, my dear students? Have you ever heard about seawater intrusion? There is a lot of projects going under this seawater intrusion. Can you tell me why the peoples they want to purchase the vehicles from nearby to the oceans? Why the people does not prefer the vehicles to purchase which are located in the or nearer to the coastal areas?
They rust, ma'am.
They rust. Okay, so think that if I am going to purchase any vehicle, so I will not select the area which is nearer to the coastal. Why? Because the material may get rust there. Simultaneously, there is a particular term is there which is called as a seawater intrusion. So in this seawater intrusion, what happens? Think that this is the ocean and these are the locality. Okay, so think that this is the locality. So here the sea water, it is having a tendency of spreading near to at a certain distance. Okay, so think that there is a sand. If you pour water in it, it is going to spread immediately. Have you observed it? Think that there is a dry sand and you are going to add some water in it. Soon after, the water is going to be absorbed at the surface. It is going to spread at the side. Have you observed it? Have you observed? Raise your hands. Have you observed it? Okay. Why it is? Because the water is going to move both in horizontal as well as in vertical direction. Simultaneously, sand is present nearer to the coastal areas. So therefore, the sea water, it is having a tendency to spread at a particular distance. Okay. So in this particular distance, what we are thinking about, so here if there is any well, bore well, Okay, then the water which is going to spread, it is going to contribute to the borewell. Okay, so the well consists of a groundwater which is fresh water. When fresh water comes in contact with the salt water, then what happens? Fresh water, when it comes in contact with the salt water, what happens?
The fresh water becomes salt.
So the fresh water becomes salty. Okay, so here think that there are number of borewells. Okay, so all the sea water, it is going to be contributing to the borewells which are located nearer to the oceans. Okay, so this particular method is called as a sea water intrusion. Okay, so if I am going to construct any water body, any wetland nearer to the ocean, so there are some rules and regulations are there that should be taken into consideration before constructing a wetland nearer to the ocean. So therefore they have made this amendment, this rule, that is coastal regulation zone notification. Up to a certain distance, these kind of activities are totally banned, okay, because of a seawater intrusion, and it is made in the year 2011. So this is the next regulation, that is human made wetlands are defined as wetlands that are planned, designed and operated to meet a specific purpose. Okay, so think that you are going to construct any wetland. So you are going to construct the wetland because there is a certain need. There is a certain need is there, for that sake you are going to construct the wetland. I gave an example of a Rajasthan. Rajasthan is a place where there is no fresh water available is there in Rajasthan. That's why they are going to construct the wetlands. To construct those wetlands, they should plan. Okay, they should identify a locality. Okay, so for that they have to plan, and they should select a area which should be easily feasible to travel. Next, they have to design. They have to design the wetland in such a way that the water, more amount of water should be contributed there, stored there, and it should be utilized by all the peoples staying there. Okay, so for that sake they have to design, and they have to design the depth and width of that particular wetland. Next, operated to meet a specific purpose. So I gave an example for a Rajasthan. In Rajasthan, these kind of a wetlands are specially used for a drinking purpose. Okay, there are some wetlands are there which are utilized for a irrigation purpose. Okay, so there are two types of rivers are there. One is perennial and another one is non-perennial. What do you mean by perennial rivers? These are the rivers where throughout the year you are going to see the availability of the water in it. So non-perennial rivers are the rivers where the water will be available only at a particular season. In case in summer season there is no availability of water. So that sake they are going to construct some wetlands so that they are going to store the water and they can utilize it for a irrigation purpose. And certain wetlands are used for producing fish through culture operations. Okay, so you might have seen nowadays they are going to make some ponds, okay, where in fishy culture, we are going to call as a pisciculture. Okay, so production of fishes and other aquatic life is made in it. Next, production of salt, recreation purpose. So preventing salinity intrusion, I explained about salt water intrusion. So this comes under salinity intrusion. Next, flood control. So to control the flood, some wetlands are constructed so that the ground surface water is going to store in the wetland and there is no flood occurs at the low lying areas. Okay. Next, natural wetlands partly or wholly used for purpose as mentioned 4C, 4G, attract the provision of the wetland rules. And there are some wetlands which are constructed for recreational purposes. They are made, some parks are made there. Okay, so those wetlands are used for the peoples so that they can come and stay there. So natural wetlands, wetlands designed as a Ramsar sites may be notified under the rules as per the process mentioned. So here there are some rules and regulations are there which comes under Ramsar conventions. Those we are going to study now. So here there are two types of areas are there. Area designed under Wildlife Protection Act, area designed under the Indian forest. So I gave an example here. So the forest. So two types of wetlands are constructed here. One is inside the forest and one is outside the forest. So to protect the wildlife. And some of the wetlands, if they comes in contact with the perched aquifer. Have you ever heard about perched aquifer? Have you ever heard about perched aquifer? How many aquifers are there? Confined, unconfined, and perched aquifer. Okay, perched aquifer are those aquifers where the distance between the ground surface and the aquifer is very near. Okay, if you sprinkle certain water on the surface of the ground, if you allow certain quantity of water to stay on the ground, the total area will get flooded here. Okay, the distance between the ground surface and the aquifer is very short. A small rainfall which occurs on this particular area will lead to flood. Okay, so this comes under perched aquifer. So there are some aquifers, wetlands which are directly contributing to the groundwater, and as well as there are some aquifers where the seawater intrusion may takes place. So for wetlands falling with the criteria 3, so here we have seen, so these are the different criteria 4, A, B, C, D and so on. Okay, so if these aquifers comes under these regulations, so the boundaries area mentioned, so here you can see the regulations are made for this particular clauses. And this is for the coastal area, which I have already discussed. So how the coastal area is going to contribute the water to the wetlands. So these are the different rules and regulations made by the wetlands. So here they have recommended some areas. So before that, let us discuss the wetland boundaries. The boundary of settlement located within the area of the wetland, connecting drains, inflow and outflow, main roads and railway, and major landmark. So whenever you are going to construct any wetland, make sure that you are going to follow these things, these standards. We have to provide some wetland boundaries so that when the wetland is completely filled with the water, it should not overflow and it should not damage the other areas. The boundary of settlement located within and around the wetlands, connecting drainage, inflow and outflows are provided. Suppose if the wetland completely filled, then you have to provide some drains here so that the water can easily flow and it should contribute to the other wetlands which are connected to it. Apart from that, main roads and railway stations. So sometimes what happens, the wetlands which are constructed nearer to the main roads and railway stations, if the wetlands are completely filled with the water, then the main roads are going to block. Even the railways are also going to block. Make sure that it should have certain distance. And major landmarks in the sense, if you wanted to construct any wetlands, make sure that you are going to construct at a certain place where the public is available. It should not constructed somewhere on the mountain or nearer to the remote areas. So it should be nearer to the locality where the people can easily access the water from the wetland. So these are the certain standards should be followed, and these are the recommended scales for producing the wetland maps. So below 100 hectare, it should be 1:400 scale, 4,000 scale, and between 10 to 500 hectare. So this is the recommended scale for different wetlands. So in the next class, I am going to discuss about the zone of influence and wetland boundaries and so on. So this is all for today. So is there any doubts in this, my dear students? Is there any doubts? You all are there? Is there any doubts?
No, ma'am.
So have you came across these concepts before? ಈಗ ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ?